Hey everyone, Alodar here, and today I've got a little bit of news for you. It's actually a big news announcement. Two of the bigger vanilla World of Warcraft, or two of the bigger legacy World of Warcraft private servers have announced that they're going to create what's called the Legacy Gaming Network. The Legacy Gaming Network is basically a partnership between these two groups, both Elysium, who is doing the vanilla World of Warcraft private server, that's what they're dedicated their time to, and Crestfall, which is dedicated to making the best Burning Crusade experience that you could possibly have. They've decided to merge their forces. They're still going to be separate groups, but they're going to be helping each other out to help create the best possible experience that you could possibly have for these private World of Warcraft servers. Now, just to quickly go into exactly what's happening here, let me read over what they've stated here in their news announcement here. We've got some great news to share with you, but here's a brief emulation history lesson first. Now they basically go through everything that's happened with World of Warcraft. Vanilla WoW was first released in 2004. It has now been more than 10 years since the official support has ended. After these 10 years, the WoW emulation community has been unable to deliver in totality the same finalized product that took Blizzard 5 years to develop. There's been lots of people that have attempted to create these servers. None of them have been exactly like the true vanilla experience, although I do believe personally that Elysium has done a very good job. They do have bugs of their own that they need to fix. I won't go into those bugs here, but I do believe that they are giving their best effort. What has caused such a delay in finalizing a stable and accurate WoW emulator? Initially, each team was developing its own core privately and closely guarded its secrets. So essentially, this created tension between groups. They wouldn't help each other out. They would, they wouldn't share things that they'd been able to figure out, etc., etc. And a lot of these teams, they kind of lost. What people were hoping they were going to do. Rather than compete with each other, they rather than helping each other out, they were competing against each other, and this wasn't doing anything to speed up the process of bringing out a true vanilla server. So everyone tried to keep up with Blizzard's timeline, but things weren't done properly. Developers started working on vanilla, then without finishing, jumped straight into the Burning Crusade, then moved on to the Wrath of the Lich King, etc., etc., and previous pieces were just left unfinished. Additionally, some projects were driven by ideology, while others endeavored to profit from illegal game servers. So I'm not going to mention any particular servers, but there are some where you can pay to win, etc., etc., and it's kind of shady. Not exactly what the team of Nostalrius or Elysium were looking for, but there are servers out there that do actually profit off of these illegal private servers. For the past 10 years, many projects have been selfish and cared only about their own survival. Developers drove players into flame wars on message boards, stole other teams' code, and hid their own, and launched DDoS attacks on rival servers. Now, this I can vouch for personally. I have recently tried playing Elysium. Everything was going fine and smooth until yesterday. I noticed that I couldn't log in, wasn't sure what was going on, and it was obvious that, and also confirmed that there were DDoS attacks being done on the server. And it's, from what I understand, it's opposing or competing servers that are attacking them, basically out of jealousy or to compete to knock their servers down, so people will leave their server and go play elsewhere. It's a little childish because we all just want the same thing. We just all want to experience the best vanilla WoW server that we possibly can. So these childish attacks on each other are really kind of stupid and pointless. The emulation scene is as competitive, and selfish as it was back then. Despite their passion for coding and developing, no open source project has succeeded. While commercial projects continue to divide the community, driven by their financial interests. Again, these servers that charge you money or charge you for for character boosts, etc., etc. However, the winds are changing. Right now, emulation isn't about playing WoW for free like it was 10 years ago, but more about restoring a vanilla WoW experience that no longer exists. After Nostalgia shut down, new developers who've never had anything to do with WoW servers before became interested in the emulation's cause. Ideologically, we're in an incredible spot. We have community support, we have dedicated fans and developers, and we have a strong working team to finish what we have started. Which brings us to our big announcement today, and here it is. The Elysium project will be joining forces with the team over at Crestfall to combine our efforts and finalize development of Legacy WoW. So Crestfall I have not played. I have heard very good things about it. Currently they're still in development, so they're I believe they may be in beta. Some people are able to play, but from all sources that I've talked to, they seem to have a really good project going on, and the code that they're using is apparently very top-notch. Now, until we actually see a finalized product, we can't really confirm that, but all things point to the Crestfall team doing a very good job. From this point on, we will be sharing our passion, experience, developmental, administrative, and marketing assets in order to share and grow our community. So they're going to pool all the resources to try and give us the best legacy server experience that we can possibly have. Combining our team's experience in data security will help us protect our work from the constant threat of hack attempts from other projects and various interests. So they're going to help each other out with this sort of aspect, so each team can share what they've learned. This collaboration will deliver to you our dedicated community and players the experience you have been craving for the past decade, stable gaming servers that will stand the test of time without the fear of having to transfer characters around or start from scratch. Together we hope to set an example for other projects, and hopefully the wars amongst the community will finally be over. We cannot stress this enough. We're not in this for the money or fame. All we want is to deliver an amazing legacy experience. This may include down the road having dedicated teams for each expansion of the game. We've had the support of our players for many years, and now is the time for the WoW development community to step up, bury the hatchment, and get to work together, finally. So this is really good news if you're if you're looking for a true vanilla legacy experience. And I played on Elysium now. I hadn't, even with the old Nostalrius, I never played Nostalrius. When Elysium was first announced, I never tried it. I watched streams on YouTube and stuff like that, just like everyone else did. I am a retail player. I do still play Legacy. I do still play Legion. But a couple of weeks ago, I was watching a stream, and I was like, I kind of wonder how hard it is to install. And to my surprise, from the time that I clicked OK to download the software and had it installed, and it actually comes basically pre-installed. You have to just do one little quick update to a text file. I was playing within about 15 minutes. It was easy as pie. I logged in, and I was pretty much blown away at how good of an experience it was. It was busy as heck. It was busier than I remember in vanilla. Like, it was really busy to try and level out of the level 1 to 20 areas. So I was very happy with the experience. And then these DDoS attacks started on the server, and I was like, "Oh, this sucks. I can't even log in," et cetera, et cetera. But it's the true. Up until this point, it seems to be the true vanilla experience that I've been wanting Blizzard to actually do. So, I mean, I was very, very happy with it. I should also probably have prefaced this video to say that in the end, I am hoping that it is Blizzard actually that comes out with these servers, and not these private groups that are doing this as a hobby or whatnot. I'm hoping that Blizzard actually comes out and says, okay, we're going to bring you the legacy servers. I think that's going to happen, and I'll predict that it's probably going to be announced sometime in the late summer. We'll revisit this video afterwards if I'm right or if I'm wrong. But anyways, So these two servers combining, essentially what's going to happen is Elysium is working on the vanilla portion of the project, and Crestfall is going to continue to work on the Burning Crusade portion of the project. And it looks like the idea is that they're going to work out and get all the bugs kinked out to help each other get all the bugs kinked out, because maybe some of the guys on the Elysium project are able to shed some light into how to defeat some of the bugs that the Crestfall team's having problems with, and same vice versa. So I think that this could really help both projects speed up what they're trying to bring out. Now, the Elysium server's already been up for a while now. There's people that are already level 60. There's already people that have cleared all the content, to be honest, but they're the guys that have been just going hardcore. But the idea is that Elysium servers are going to stay vanilla. And they're going to basically, this is one of the questions that I had is, and I questioned the Elysium developers. I said, well, are you going to allow us to transfer our characters once we hit 60 and finish, the majority of the content? Can we then transfer to Burning Crusade? That was one of the questions that I had. I wanted to wait till I got an answer on that question before I created this video. So now I have that answer, and the answer is yes. Actually, you will be able to create a character on one of the Elysium private servers, and once you get to level 60, you experience the whole vanilla WoW experience, you will then be able to transfer that character, presumably free. I'm not sure. I don't have an answer to that yet. I don't even know if they do. And you'll be able to transfer that character directly to one of the Crestfall Burning Crusade servers, and then continue on with your legacy experience step by step right into the very end of Burning Crusade. And it sounds as though they're not going to stop there. They're going to go to Wrath of the Lich King and maybe beyond. Who knows? But this is kind of the first step of what I have been hoping that Blizzard would do the entire time. And I've talked to many people, and people are kind of split on this. They want legacy servers or they don't. There's people that are like, no, I'm done. But there are people that I know that have not paid. They've basically quit World of Warcraft. But hearing this, if Blizzard were to come out with it, they've said that they would they'd re-up on their subscription. They would definitely be back to re-experience all this, especially if you could start from level 1 and work your way all the way up, just like we all have with a lot of our characters, all the way to the very end, and experience those that old content as it was back in the day, not now where you're basically just burning through it, and you're leveling a character from 1 to 110 in hours and not weeks. So anyways, the Crestfall team had a similar announcement as well, and it was slightly different. So they talk about their servers benediction and what they're going to be doing with their servers. They've got I believe three types of servers that they've got on. So they've got a term what's called PTE, which is play through expansion, and they're going to basically be launching server expansion after expansion, and you're going to be able to transfer your character onto a new realm. Now, what I would like to see them do, and I'm kind of hoping they do this, is that they allow you to not transfer your character, but copy your character. And that way, if you want to continue leveling up your character on another server, you can. But if you ever want to go back and just play vanilla WoW again, you don't have to level up into the character. You can just go back and level up that character, or play that character at level 60. And then when you're like, okay, you know what, that was good. I went around, played some, BGs or helped some of my friends, get through some content or whatever. You can jump back onto your the copy of your character on the Burning Crusade realm. I'm hoping that it's a copy of the character, not a complete transfer of the character. That's just my personal hope. Anyways, they end their statement here by saying, in the end, we have a partnership between a vanilla-only realm, which is Elysium, a TBC-only realm, which is the Legacy Crusade, and a playthrough expansion realm called Crestfall. With close cooperation between the staff of all three projects, players get stability, security, performance, compatibility, a huge community to interact with, and a vastly experienced and dedicated team overseeing the operation. We hope that you can see the benefits to all parties from this arrangement, and you understand why we're so excited about it. In the coming weeks and months, you'll see some of the results of this new partnership taking root. Finally, private server developers are working together to provide a unified network where players can experience Legacy WoW in whatever manner they choose, on whatever expansion they choose, without having to jump between competing projects. We want this to mark the new era of inter-project cooperation to the benefit of all. So this sounds like fantastic news. Now, when I've read through some of the comments, it goes back to a lot of the bashing of other projects. Like I was reading through the Crestfall comments, and a lot of people had concerns about Crestfall's team working with the Elysium team. Now, I think the people at Crestfall probably have a better understanding of what the people are like at Elysium than the average person who's playing the game. They've interacted with them, they've talked to them, they understand exactly what they're doing, whereas the majority of us, myself included, I have no idea what it takes to develop one of these servers. So I mean, I'm not one to say, and I don't know any of the team members at Elysium or Crestfall, so I don't know if they're shady people or not. Yet there's all these comments thrown around, and I honestly think that we should probably just give them the opportunity to actually make this work. Because to be honest, this is probably has the biggest opportunity to have this work that we've got at the moment, until Blizzard actually announces that they're going to come out with true legacy servers, which I've made mention of in previous videos. I think this is the best option that we've got right now, and with the way that they're saying that they're wanting to work together, where they can help each other work through things on each other's projects. I can't really see the downside. And I've seen some, pretty nasty comments about, people saying one thing about another team, et cetera, when, let's be honest, I don't think a lot of those people really know what they're talking about. I think a lot of I think these people that are developing these projects have a better idea than your average player. So all in all, I think it's a good thing. I did leave a question for on the Elysium forums, basically saying any chance that this means that we'll hit 60 and have finished content that would be able to transfer our characters to a Burning Crusade server. And Taichi, who's the community manager here, says, well, that's the intention. So that was big news for me, because then that means you're going to be able to progress through each expansion just as we have. And I was so excited to hear that. Another poster here, Manji. I hope you don't mind me using you, Manji, or using your post here, Manji. This sounds great and all. I'm happy to hear about the cooperation. So anyways, he basically goes on to ask a couple of questions here. You can pause the video and read it if you want. And Taichi's answer is, as of right now, the intention is to keep Elysium servers vanilla and have Crestfall be the Burning Crusades server in our legacy network of servers. There is also the intention of allowing transfers once you hit 60 to head over to TBC realm or stay in vanilla on Elysium forever. So right now they're saying transfer. I'm hoping slim chance, but I'm hoping it's a copy. But you've got the opportunity to stay on vanilla. You're not going to be forced to go to Burning Crusade. So if you hit level 60, you're not going to continue gaining experience if you don't want to. You can just stay on level 60 and get all your raid gear, and then go into Battlegrounds and just mop everyone up if you want, or you can continue on. So anyways, and Manji, of course, responds and says, awesome, thanks for the info. So all in all, there are still a lot of questions that need to be answered. Like who's in charge of this project now? Like, there's got to be a lead. So who's actually in charge, or is there a lead of this new network, or is there sort of like a group of 4 or 5 or people that are considered the heads of this project? There is I did notice on let me see if I can quickly find it right here. You see that they've I just noticed this just before I started the video, is that the Elysium community, they're going to be releasing a FAQ of the latest Legacy Network announcement. So please reply with any questions. Now, this was already done half an hour ago. It says 30 seconds, but it's been about half an hour. And by the time the video is up and all that sort of stuff, and by the time you see it, I'm pretty sure that, but you can go over there and maybe leave a question, but they probably already posted their FAQ over there. So there's probably gonna be a lot of questions answered in it, a lot of concerns that have been talked about, et cetera, et cetera. So as it stands right now, I'm honestly pretty excited. And I want to preface, or whatever, that I'm hoping that this is what Blizzard is going to do. I would much rather see Blizzard come out with these servers, and I think they will. There's been people that I've talked to that either think that what I think is going to happen is a good idea or a bad idea, depending on who I talk to. Essentially, what I think is going to happen, and I made I mentioned this in my Nostalrius video, if you want to watch that one, that I think what Blizzard is doing is they couldn't, when the whole Nostalrius thing happened, when it was forced to be taken down, it was at the time where Legion had not been released yet. And there was no chance that Blizzard was going to release a legacy server before Legion. It could have financially just been a disaster for them to do that. A lot of people probably would have said, forget it, I'm not playing Legion then. They probably wouldn't have bought the expansion to begin with, etc., etc. There was no way they were going to do it before or within a short period after of Legion releasing. So, but they did have to protect their interests, and I understand that. So what I personally think, and this is coming from a business background, I think that they will probably wait until this summer, since it'll have been about a year since Legion has come out, and that's when they will announce this legacy plan that they're going to do. I think they will do. I think would be a smart thing for them to do. With how many thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are playing these servers, it would make financial sense for Blizzard to say, okay, we're going to come up with these legacy servers where you're going to be able to level up. And then essentially what will happen is after a year, or they'll come out with the legacy servers, and shortly after they'll probably announce the new expansion as well. So next BlizzCon is probably about time that they announce their new expansion. So the legacy server will come out, they'll announce their new expansion shortly after that. People will be able to play the legacy servers for about a year until the new expansion comes out, and then the expansion will come out, a year after the first legacy server comes out, and then after people have played for a year of that, you'll be able to play their Burning Crusade legacy server, and then another expansion will come out a year after that, and then a year after that, Wrath of the Lich King will come out. And I think this gives Blizzard an opportunity that every year they're coming out with a major new thing, whether it's a new expansion or a new legacy server that people are going to be able to experience. And what Blizzard tried to do a few years ago is they tried to make it so that they were going to try, what they said they were going to do is they were going to try and come up with a new expansion every year, but the expansion, they were terrible. So they realized, no, it's going to take longer than that to develop a proper expansion. So then now they're back to like a 2-year schedule. So coming up with a legacy server every other year just gives them the opportunity to keep coming out with something major every single year. So, and if you look at the numbers that these private servers have, and the overwhelming majority of people that I talk to that play on these servers, they pretty much all say that a Blizzard, even if they're like, I don't like the retail version of WoW now, I don't play Legion. Virtually everyone I've spoken to has said that if Blizzard came out with legacy servers, they would re-up and start paying the $15 a month. So there's a lot of people out there that are not playing World of Warcraft anymore. Like a lot of people that are not playing World of Warcraft anymore that basically would immediately come rushing back. So I think it makes sense for Blizzard to say, okay, we're going to release these legacy servers. You're going to be able to play on them. The only thing that you need is a paid subscription. And then imagine all the people that are like, I don't have a paid subscription, but I really want to play on the legacy server. How many of them would immediately come rushing back? I think it just makes nothing but financial sense. And if you think on it from a development point of view, it's not like you can't tell me that they don't have a saved copy of each and every patch, the game from each and every patch. It just makes it just kind of makes sense that they would. I'm going to assume that they probably do. It's not like they just said, okay, we're done with that expansion, or we're done with that expansion, just delete it, all the files that we have on it. They've probably got a copy of it somewhere, and it's just a matter of them merging it with their current login and stuff like that. So essentially, they just have to put it on a server, and then they don't have to do anything to develop it, because here it is. This is vanilla World of Warcraft as it was. Take it or leave it. We're not going to be doing any class adjustments or anything like that. Like, you knew that these classes were strong back then. They're still going to be strong now, so take it or leave it. Just here you go and have fun. So I think essentially that's what's going to happen. Then they just have to maintain the thing as far as making sure the server's up, and they don't have to pool any resources into it as far as putting developers and programmers onto it or anything like that. It's just basically here, put it up and run and let it go. Anyways, I'm getting a little sidetracked here, but I'll just leave it at that. This is pretty big news for people that are involved in the private server community. Many of these people that have put up these private servers, they've done a lot of really hard work to try and get things like these up and running. So I personally think it's a really good sign that two of the really popular and two of the larger groups out there have decided to come together and say, okay, enough of the bickering. This is not getting us anywhere. And let's keep the bigger picture in mind. Let's work together and give everybody what they want, and just give them the best experience that we possibly can, as close to the original game as possibly can, etc., etc. So anyways, if you enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate it if you gave me a like or subscribe to my channel. I do stream regularly on Twitch and YouTube, usually at the same time. So if you want, subscribe to the channel. Head over to twitch.tv/Alodar, and you can subscribe to me there as well. And I will be giving out regular content, so I hope to see you again in the future. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks a lot.